Know what that means? It's time to go over all the comics that are going on sale tomorrow here at Odin's Place. Well, Cassandra, we start the week with Absolute Batman 23. We have cover A, cover B, cover C. This one here is going to be the incentive with just super giant swole Batman. Then we move over to Action Comics. It looks like we are sold out of cover A before we even open. As far as variants go, we've got Superboy saving Superman in a pose reminiscent of Michelangelo's Pietà statue. Yeah, all those art classes really paying off. Then another one where it looks like they're about to kiss. Also, the benefits of a art program. Adventure Time, Marceline running around being cool. This cover is cool, but this cover is even cooler. Then we've got the latest issue of the Amazing Spitterman, Spitter University. That's right, a school where Norman Osborn is allowed to teach children. That's not going to backfire horribly for everybody. But cover B has the Red Goblin standing over, or flying over the corpses of all of their students. So yeah, probably didn't go that well.
Before and after.
Yes, before and after. Perfect. Then we have Barbara Gordon breaking out of the penitentiary that she's been locked down in. Issue 4 has a cover A and a cover B. Then we have Batman and Robin, Year 1, Dynamic Duos. Mark Waid and Chris Samney return to their fan favorite series exploring Batman and Robin's early years. Batman and Robin are back in action. The Dark Knight and the Boy Wonder have been hard at work, clearing up the streets of Gotham City, and their partnership has only gotten tighter. But when a gang of street kids starts causing mischief, Batman and Robin will need to get to the bottom of where these kids came from and who is in charge. Mark Waid and Chris Samney return to Gotham to tell another tale of the early days of the Caped Crusader. There's a cover A, riffing on the classic Dick Sprang vibe from the 40s, then moving on to more of a Jim Lee perched on top of a gargoyle for the early 2000s. And so that's cover B, then cover C, and cover D for Dynamic Duo. Moving on to the second issue of Beasts of Borkin.
Shadow.
You ordered it. 2 different covers on that. Cover 1, cover 2. Then we have the Biker Mice from Mars one-shot featuring Scorch. She rides hard and hits even harder.
Baby.
Bear to witness a major comics milestone, decades in the making, as Scorch, the first brand new character to enter the Biker Mice from Mars pantheon, steps out into her upcoming appearance in the Biker Mice animated series and toy line, and into history in the pages of her very own adventure, masterminded by the red-hot writer Matt Hotson from Power Rangers The Return, and turbocharged artist V. Ken Marion from Nightwing. Is she friend or foe? We'll find out in that issue. That's cover A. And there's a B and a C.
And Vince, I did see that. I got the one of each of the Absolute Batman for you, please. Or one of each of the Absolute Batman.
Hi, Vince.
Bleh.
Next up is the next issue of Bleeding Hearts, issue 7. There's a cover A and a cover B that's nice and spooky. Blood and Thunder. We've got 1 cover left on that. 2 copies, but 1 cover. Yeah. Then, book that the issue 1 was super rad on, the new Clayface. There's a cover A, but both the variants are cool too, with cover B and then the burning celluloid of cover C. Cullen Bunn's new horror series from Ignition Press, Cul-de-sac. We got issue 1, cover A and B.
I found paper for that.
Then the deadly, deadly tales of the gunslinger. We've got cover A and then the variant without the logo. Die by Karen Gillan. Doctor Strange number 9, cover A, and then a nice trippy cover B with some Tetsuo looking body horror happening. The delightful Dog Sitter issue 2 is coming out. Loved the first one. So their rom-com comic has a cover A and a cover B. Same with Dork, fan favorite here at the shop. It's going to have a cover A and a cover B. Followed up by Emperor Aquaman, where he continues to fight his evil mother-in-law. I know the feeling. Covered B with Black Manta. Exquisite Corpses Rascal Randy has a regular cover A, and then the Bagged for Your Protection cover B. Frank Frazetta's Fire and Ice continues Dark Wolf's origin story. We've got cover A, and then cover B.
SCU Vince, one of each of Dork.
Heck yeah.
Boom.
Flash! He'll save every one of us. Issue 19, 2 different covers. Then we have a new Magnolaverse book here called The Foundry. Long before Hellboy and the BPRD defended the world against supernatural threats, the men and women of the Foundry protected Queen Victoria's empire. But the operatives of the Foundry were adventurers and explorers with no time for the paranormal or the occult. They were only interested in the scientific applications of the artifacts that their expeditions uncovered. In Foundry, Peril of the Seas, Major Kiram Singh and his fellow members of the Foundry go in search of an unknown menace that appears to threaten enemies and allies alike, unsure whether they are in pursuit of some monster or something far worse. Dun, dun, dun! So that's cool. The book that I'm looking forward to the most is going to be Jeff Lemire's Fury of Firestorm. And there's cover A and cover B. Sweet. Then we got more Disney's Gargoyles. This will be an all-new series written by series creator Greg Wiseman and rising artist Gerardo Gambon. 1,000 years ago, superstitious. I'm sorry, let me try this again in my proper Keith David. 1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was the world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles. So, it's 1997. The Manhattan Clan has remembered their calling, being heroes to the helpless on the streets of New York. At the same time, the gargoyles desperately search for clues to the whereabouts of their missing gargoyle egg. And they must hurry, for an ancient, all-powerful evil has awakened with a score to settle. Cover A has the whole family. Cover B, slightly more friendly-looking art. Then we've got Demona on cover C with the stolen egg. And a really rad incentive cover of Goliath flying. Next up is gonna be really gross. Gastronomique number 1. You'll want to take a bite out of New York Times bestselling writer Marguerite Bennett's all-new erotic body horror and historical thriller with sensational, sensual, and stomach-turning art from Eisner-nominated illustrator Helena Marsalis. Teray the cannibal may be compelled to eat, but Lady Charlotte, codenamed the Python, is a cold-blooded spy compelled to hunt. A visceral game of cat and mouse begins as Lady Charlotte hunts down the elusive cannibal stalking the streets of France during the Revolution, and she'll stop at nothing to pursue her prey. Lady Charlotte's quest for revenge is aided by her former lover Zilly, and together they explore the seedy underbelly of Paris and each other in a hypnotic fever dream.
Yeah, I took a glance at this. This is definitely 18 plus.
Yes. I'm not sure I'm old enough to read it, so don't tell my mom. Cover A and then cover B is nice and lurid. This one is bagged for your protection. Then we've got Generation X23, issue 7. Wolverine is hanging out with them this time. Cover A and cover B. Then we have G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. Larry Hama's ongoing series started in the 80s. Cover A is tinted red. Cover B is the same in black and white. Then we move on to the silliest book of the week. Godzilla's Monsterpiece Theater presents Roar of the Worlds, number 1.
Oh, Rudy wants to bag one. I knew Rudy would want one.
Yeah. It's going to be cool.
It's a cool read. I like the art in it.
Yeah, it's on my stack to be read as soon as I get home. So in this explosive one-shot, comic book legend Kyle Baker joins the fun to help Godzilla defend the planet against invaders from Mars. The War of the Worlds regaled readers with the story of what happened in England when faraway invaders arrived. This comic asks a much more important question: what was going on in Japan? Martians were getting smashed left and right by the king of monsters. And that's not all. This issue contains part 3 of Tom Scioli's Robin Hood and the Monster of Nottingham. So we have a cover A B. The Gojira cover C looks great. Then we've got the incentive. Next up is going to be the Green Latrine Corps, issue 19.
Laura Croft on the cover. Do you have a G.I. Joe AR-8H second printing with Laura Croft on the cover? I don't think so, Eddie.
It might be something we could special order, but it's nothing we had this week. So Green Lantern Corps has a variant with St. Walker the Blue Lantern, and that one's really cool looking. A version of him just popped up in the Supergirl Survive. Next up is going to be big for a lot of folks, the Hello Kitty and Friends Hello World number 1. She's here. Hello world, it's Hello Kitty. Welcome one and all to Hello Kitty and her friends' first major swing into the comic book world. Everything is going well in Hello Kitty's life. Her friends are happy, her radio show is popular, and she even has the perfect gift to give. But all that comes to a screeching halt when My Melody bursts in to reveal that her bow has gone missing. Suddenly, the iconic symbols of our favorite characters all start disappearing, and it's up to Hello Kitty to solve the case. But that's not all. As friends start to suspect each other, our super detective must solve the mystery and keep everyone together. It's a mess only Hello Kitty can solve. So this book looks adorable, and there's multiple covers. The bagged one is cover A. Then we have the B cover.
And in case y'all are curious, the bag version is not 18 plus. It just has a collectible sticker sheet in it.
I should hope so, dear God. So yeah, then we have the honestly, that one makes me. It looks more like a Polly Pocket than a Hello Kitty, uh, with like all the little scenes that she's revealing. So that one's cool. Then we have the foil variant, which is rad. That one looks like the most Sanrio to me, I guess, just from the color palette. And then there's the 1 in 25 incentive. Honor and Curses, number 5. Followed by Infernal Hulk, number 10, with a She-Hulk variant. Rob Gilroy's Innards, issue 3. And then everybody's favorite land shark, Jeff, has a new issue out with multiple covers. Like I said, multiple covers. Just Brutal is not Jeff, but it's still fun. One cover on that. And then continuing on to the Archie reprints. This reprints a Beatles-centric issue of Laugh from back in the 60s with the original cover and then the modern one that's riffing on Sgt. Pepper. Malevolent issue 6. There's multiple Masters of the Universe comics coming out. There was a really rad Origin miniseries that started last week. This week is wrapping up the previous miniseries, but there's a cover A for issue 6 and a cover B where Skeletor is fighting Scareglow, the evil skeleton of Skeletor. The 80s were weird, don't ask. But yeah. So that was his. Scareglow was it. Yeah, they're like, hey, the guy that already is a skull. Well, what if he had a ghost and it would look like this?
He just lost the rest of his flesh.
Yeah. He came out later in the toy line, but by the time Scareglow hit the shelves, no one really cared. But everyone cares about our next subject, Miles Morales. It was just his 15th anniversary in comics last week with the anniversary of Ultimate Fallout issue 3. And this book is going to hopefully reintroduce the character to folks in a big way because he's probably showing up in the next Tom Holland film. They're going to be laying the groundwork for introducing him in the next couple of years. So issue 1 will be a fresh jumping on point, cover A, and then the super rad foil cover.
Again, the good old boy Scotty Young.
Yeah. I love the duck variants. I don't get them, but I love them.
I think like everybody's getting a rubber duck these days. Even in the band I listen to, it has a rubber duck, and it's funny.
A ghost branded rubber duck?
Mm-hmm.
Well, wonders never cease. I suppose that even Papa Emeritus needs to have a fun companion in the bathtub. So moving right along, did you hear what Mimi Green? Did you hear about Mimi Green? I'm digging it. Just one cover on that, but 2 covers on the new Murder Hobos. We're 1 issue away from the finale of Nice House by the Sea. So that's cover A, and there is a variant as well. It's nice and trippy. Then Of the Earth, the wonderful West Texas horror noir series about haunted oil continues to be gross and weird. Issue 4 is out tomorrow, along with issue 3 of The Order. And then there's a second printing of Power Rangers Unlimited number 1. This is the team led by an alternate universe version of Trini, the original Yellow Power Ranger, who sadly was the first actual actor to pass away. Cover A for issue 2 also came out. And then we have a few variant covers for Power Rangers Unlimited 2. And then there's the 1 in 10 incentive. Frank Castle, his neck broken, still likes to kill folks. So issue 7 is out with regular cover and multiple variants.
Hi, I see you. Username Nick56E King. If you don't mind posting your first and last name, so I can know who I'm saving this comic for, please and thank you. But I will go ahead and grab the. Oh, never mind. Scotty Young Spider-Man. Wait, so I have 2. Okay, so I got Vince, and then yeah, the Nick56E King. Just need a first and last name, but I'll put these aside for y'all already.
Awesome, guys. And speaking of awesome, the latest Queen in Black one-shot came out tomorrow. Queen in Black Thor. As Beta Ray Bill battles Hela at the edge of space, he considers his role as the heir to Thor's story, little dreaming that the story continues with Sigurd Jarlsson, or that the Death Goddess has plans for the mortal Thor. Somewhere in the city, a man with a hammer is about to face the ultimate test. So, right now in the Thor books, everything is weird. Ragnarok happened again. Everyone is dead. Nobody remembers that Asgard was anything more than a myth. Everyone's memories have been retconned. And while this is going on, Hela has been promoted to big bad for the Queen in Black crossover. If you're curious about where Thor is during all that, that's happening here. So there's cover A, and then there's a cover B featuring Hela, and then a cover C where they're either fighting or kissing. I'm not sure.
Why not both?
Why not both? We've all had those complicated relationships. I'm sure another complicated relationship is the subject of our next comic, Regicide Issue 1. A doomed march through Transylvania. A farmhand lives a simple life until village elders insist that he set out for the capital with a dangerous stranger. Their mission: kill the murderous viceroy of Transylvania. It's Dracula meets Berserk in this dark fantasy series of sexy entities and betrayal. Well, they had me at sexy entities. Then we have the latest issue, the final issue of Seven Wives, a modern noir set against the trad wife community of Mormons. The previous issue had one hell of a cliffhanger. So we got cover A and then cover B. Jeff Darrow's Shaolin Cowboy returns with issue 2. 2 issues in 1 year for Shaolin Cowboy is a new record, and there's 2 different covers for it. Next up, we have the latest issue of Star Hinge by Liam Sharp. 2 different covers, cover A and cover B. Then we move on to Star Wars, The Fall of Kylo Ren, number 1. The legacy of Vader creates a new empire of fear. Kylo Ren returns from devastation, wielding total fury, as Generals Hux and Pride tear the First Order apart with treacherous ambition. Kylo cuts through their schemes with merciless clarity. His wrath forges unity through fear. This honestly sounds really gross. Like yay for the incel, but there's some cool covers for it, including one of Saw Gerrera, a much more positive role model, even if he is technically, legally, by definition, a terrorist. Moving on to Supergirl, the Kingdom of Zod story arc continues. Cover A, cover B, cover C, and cardstock cover D. The Thundercats versus Silverhawks continues. Looks like Hot Wing versus Tigra in this issue. Transformers has Wheeljack on the cover of issue 35 for cover A, then cover B and C. The incentive has Soundwave. This looks like an old Earl Norham illustration from the early 80s, and I'm here for it. Second issue of the $1 Trillion Kid from Image. There's two different covers on it, A and B. Then you've just crossed over into another dimension, a dimension that has a cover A and a cover B, and then a rad incentive variant. A bunch of the Twilight Zone famous hits on the cover there. You might recognize them from Eye of the Beholder, When the Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. Does not have an illustration of the greatest Twilight Zone episode of all time, 5 characters looking for an exit, but it's still a cool cover. Then we move on to more Queen in Black. Venom issue 260 has an A cover, and then two pretty rad variants with Mary Jane on them, cover B and cover C. Witchblade, this blade, two different covers, cover A, cover B. In a comic book cover that looks sort of like a Dare ad from when I was a kid in school, Wolverine says, "Say no to drugs." Issue 25 has a cover A and a cover B with, what's that? That's right, Wolverine's favorite type of woman, somebody else's wife, reflected in the blades. Swimsuit cover, bloody cover. Issue 35 of No Adjective X-Men kicks off the next big DNX event. So this prologue is going to be a big deal going forward. But there's the cover A, then the rock and roll 80s cover B, Mary Jane cover. And we move on to X-Men 97. In continuity with the new cartoon, sort of fleshing out the gaps between episodes, issue 3 of that. X-Men United, issue 6, cover A, cover B, and then a Ms. Marvel cover C. X-Men of Apocalypse Omega. Secrets revealed, betrayals, deaths, and a shock ending that will have X-Men fans talking for years. There's a couple different covers on it. Looks like we have that one left. And then Yumi 00X #1. Yumi is in love. Yumi is lethal. When her MI6 boyfriend disappears, Yumi storms the agency, hacking their network, dismantling their operatives, and setting everything on fire. Then she finds her first ally, a fully AI Lamborghini that's built less like a car and more like a weapon of mass destruction. The anti-spy thriller begins here. From the writer of Narco, Plastic, and I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer. I read Plastic, and that book is messed up. If this is anywhere near as strange as that, we're bound to have some fun times.
AI limousine. This is gonna be like freaking. I remember the car's name was Kit. I think.
Yeah, Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
Yeah, yeah. And Kit had an arch enemy. You know what Kit's arch enemy was named?
I don't remember.
Car. But they still spelled it with a K.
Sounds about right.
It was the 80s, man. So that is all of the new issues that are going on sale tomorrow at Odin's Place. If anybody needs anything set aside, you can always contact us and let us know. Just make sure to give us your full name. And until then, we'll see you here at the shop.
And we are good.